Welcome to Dead Set Coding. All right. Hope everybody's having an awesome day today. I had a bunch of calls. Today I do some software support, 9 to 5, and just got all the kids to bed and everything. So now I get to do a little bit of JavaScript. I might play some poker after this. But without any further ado, or yeah, let's jump into it. So I'm going to share my screen here. I'm just going to share my whole screen. This one, share. All right. So yesterday we wrote to a file, and I want to kind of continue on with that because I'm trying to create a console app of sorts. This is going to kind of what we did in the very first one was we read a file, and then in the second video we wrote to a file. And now I just want to create um, an interface that I'm just going to call Journal App, and it's going to be inside of the console. And when you start the program, it's going to just ask you what you did, and it's going to timestamp your entries. That's it. And it's going to continue to do that until you quit. And then when you join in back into it, it's going to ask you, what happened today, or journal entry, and you're going to write in journal entry, and you can continue to write in entries until you quit. So that should use all of the things that we've learned so far, and it will introduce in something. We're going to have to do some type of a loop, and maybe some if then statements and stuff like that, which that's pretty easy stuff, I think. Um, and I have experience with it, so it's nothing too crazy. I figured just a review and just getting this thing to work from the beginning, I think is going to be good. So using what we just learned in the last couple of sessions, and then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new folder, and it's going to be called Journal App. Okay. Now I'm going to open that here. Now I'm going to type in npm init. Now I think we can do /yes to just do everything. Perfect. So why did I do that? I don't really know, but I was having some trouble the other day, and I might get into this in the next session because I was trying to write things inside of an application, and then I wanted to import in a module, and it was saying that when I was looking it up in Stack Overflow, that's something that it was saying I couldn't import it in because it wasn't a module, and I think I might have to eventually use Babel if I'm using ES6 stuff. So we're gonna investigate that a little bit. But for right now, let's do ls, and we're just gonna look at what we have. So we have package JSON. I probably should have created this before, but we're going to in here create a new file, and this is going to be index.html, and we're going to say HTML. I think the XML. No, that's not right. HTML5. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be called, actually we don't even need this because we're going to be inside of, let's delete this. Let's close. We're going to be inside of the console for now. We're not even going to go into the browser. So don't save. And we're going to delete that index.html. Perfect. What we want is index.js. So new file, index.js. I guess this could be app.js or something of this sort. So yesterday, we know we're going to be using the file system, so we want to say const fs equals require, and we want to require fs. Okay, yesterday we also know that we want to require rl, which is a read line, so require read line. Okay. So let's just map out some of what we want to do. So first we want to I think we need to check if a file exists. Okay. And then we want to, if file exists, we want to open file. Okay. And then once we open the file, we want to, um, and I think we also want to start, we might need to start the read line or prepare read line variable, prepare RL variable. Okay, perfect. Next thing we want to do is if the file exists, we want to open the file. Now, if the file doesn't exist, we want to create the file, or we're just going to be writing to it. So we need to, can we write to a file that doesn't exist to create it? Okay, so if we don't, we might not even need to know that, but I'm sure it will will throw an error if we try to write to a file that doesn't exist. So we need to investigate how do we check to see if a file exists. And I think that's going to be in a try catch block. So check to see, so try, going to try something and then we're going to catch it. And I think we catch the error and then we can console.log error. If no file exists, we'll say something like creating file. And then we will create the file by writing maybe the word journal to the file. Create a file by writing the word journal to the file. Okay. And this here is we're going to try to open the file here. Open the file. Okay, then we want to try to create the file by writing the word journal to the file. Okay, so if the file exists, we're going to open the file. I think that's up here, so let's put this up here. That's kind of the same thing. And then once we have it open, then we want to get input from user. Input from user. Okay, we want to then write input to file. We want to, if input is exit, quit, or something like that, then we want to close RL. Close. I think that's it. And then so we want to, this is going to be if. So we're going to say while input does not. So this might be a while statement. So while input does not equal exit or quit, get input from user and then write the input to user. Okay. If it's exit, then we're going to close. All right, so let's look back at our previous stuff here. So read files, we can try to read something. So let's try to read it. So let's try to read something called journal.txt. So const text in, we're gonna const text in equals, okay. Where are we? Index. Let's save this. So try to open the file. We're gonna say, we're We don't need that comment. So const input text equals fs.readFileSync, and we want the dot journal.txt utf-8. Okay, so we want to try to open the file, and if we get an error, we want to log console.log error. We also want to type in here error. Okay, and we want to then say we're going to create the file, and then we want to write. So write fs.write file sync, and then let's see, I think we open the file first and then we say what we're going to write to it. So dot, and we might want to create a variable for the path. So this will be create a variable for file path. Let's see if that can work. So const equals, we're going to say file path equals dot journal txt. I think we can do this. Perfect. All right, so this will be, we're going to pass in, let's see, file path. File path. And then we want to write in the word journal. And then maybe we want to have the, let's make this a template string, and we'll say journal. No, we don't need it to be a template string. That's just being silly. We'll put journal. Eventually, it might be a template string, and we'll put by so-and-so, where it asks if you don't have a file, maybe it asks for your name. And then, okay, that can be something for later. So creating a file, we might want to ask for user's name, and then create, and then write name in by and journal by template string. Okay, that seems reasonable. Okay, now create file by writing the word journal to the file. All right, that is what we just did here. Okay, journal. All right, now while the input does not equal exit, so we'll say while. Now we actually have to go back here and figure out this. This I'm just going to copy. I copied this directly. It's RL equals readline create interface. So we've got to create the interface. That's going to be up here. Okay, RL, and then here we want this question that we can simply create. I copied this earlier. Text in. So while, okay, entry does not equal how are we going to do this? Entry does not equal quit. Not sure if that's going to work actually. Um, we're passing in entry, so we need to get it. Yeah, okay. RL question. We'll see, we can test it, right? So we don't want this, we want this to be file path. Text in. This is actually going to be input text. But I like text in. I think I did this yesterday. So if that's what people yell, I want to use common stuff. So text in. Is this not happening because it's inside of a loop? Text in const. Wonder why it's not recognizing that down here. Preferred fix will remove unused declaration. Oops. Hold on. Unused declaration. So now this is getting into some of the stuff that I don't really know about because I think that I'm outside of, I'm going to try this, so it doesn't really know if it exists or not. It might not. I think there's a scope issue that I need to learn more about. But we're going to keep trucking forward. So close, and then so we're going to get input from the user. That's this. We're going to write the input to the file. That's this. And we don't want to close. We want to continue inside of this loop until we break. Then once we break, we want to close. And when we close, we want to run this function. And we're going to spit out this, and we're going to say bye-bye. We don't want to say bye-bye. We want to say journal thus far. And then we're going to do a new line. And then we're going to read the file path. Then we'll exit. All right, so we're going to save this. We have no idea if it's going to work or not. I think we are close. And so what we'll do is we're going to open this into the integrated terminal. We're going to do node index RL const RL. RL has Farlight. Oh, that's no read line. Yes, read line. Okay, fair enough. Let's try it again. Does not equal entry not defined. So, okay. Creating file. Hey, we did create a file, so that is a success. But down here, entry, so entry is not defined. Can we say entry equals null? So this will be let entry equals null. So kind of initiate that variable. Shit. Okay, Control C, Control. Oh, great. Stuck in a hard loop. So let's trash this. what did we do to our text? Wow, we crashed our system. All right, wonderful. Well, I guess sometimes you do that, right? So still only has one thing. So that didn't work. We just started saying the thing over and over and over again. So didn't equal quit. And so didn't wait for this. Hmm. So now we need to do some searching around. So let's bring in our buddy Google and say loop gather input from console JavaScript loop. How to read line infinitely in Node. All right. Looks like the key is to not use synchronous loops. We should ask next RL question only after handling. Recursion is the way to go. We define function that asks the question and handles the answer and then calls it from inside itself after answer handle. Wow, this looks cool. This way we are starting all over just like with a regular loop, but loops don't care about async code while our implementation cares. So recursive async read line, function, command, function, answer. If answer equals exit, we need some base case for recursion. Return close. Nice. Log got it. And then answer. Recursive answer. Calling this function again to ask a new question. We actually have to start our recursion somehow. Okay. Let's take this and see what we can do with it. All right. They like that answer. What else? Another option via the node document is its use events. Oh, that got more. What happens when you call readline question? So let's look at this too. Another option via node.js documentation is to use events. I like node.js documentation. Stream line by line. Common use case for Leon is to consume an input file one line at a time. The easiest way is leveraging FS read stream as for await of loop. Line event. I think that's what we're looking for. So const fs require fs const readline. Okay, we did this. RL readline create interface input fs create read stream line from file line event RL online console. I don't know. That part doesn't make sense for me. Read line image, press event. Let's back up, see how they implemented it. On-line, function line, switch line, trim case, hello. Close. Oh, hi. Well, okay, some of this is above my head. I gotta go with this top answer. It seems like I kind of understand what it's trying to do. We're going to copy it. We're going to try to implement it into our code. All right, so let's put it down here and comment it out. So we need, actually, I don't like that. Let's comment out our initial code and we'll try to paste into this what we need. So here we have this while loop. This was kind of the issue. Okay. Comment that out. Okay, cut that up. All right. Here we go. All right, so we've got a recursive async read line. The command, we don't want it to say command. We want it to say journal entry for the day, or journal entry. It's fine. Journal entry. Okay, function answer. We don't want it to be answer. We want it to be your entry was. Okay, great. I'm loving it. If entry equals exit, that's exactly what we wanted it to be. Or we can say or entry equals quit. Okay. We need some base case. Great. We're going to close. And if we close, then we'll say on close, we're going to do this. Perfect. Got it. Your entry is, we don't want that. We want to write this. Okay, so don't log anything. That's, whoa. If return then we call it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now open internal and let's try this entry. My journal entry for today is, today was a busy day. I had 7 calls. It's kind of boring so far. I had a, my son went to gymnastics, and while he was away, my daughter broke his slinky. All right. Oh, crap. It was working so well. What happened? Text in is not defined. How is text in not defined? Right. File sync, file path, text in. So, okay. Scope issues. Okay. Pass in text in. And when we do this thing, I'm going to type. Can this work? Oh, crap. Text in is not. Why isn't that working? Const text. Can that work? Oh, this has to be, since we change it, we'll say let text in that journal entry test. Oh, nice. Quit. Nice. We did it. Let's try it again. Journal entry. Captain's log. Start. Wow, you get the picture. Captain's log. Exit. Nice. Awesome. All right, well, that concludes it. Looks like we got it to work. This is kind of what we wanted to do. We wanted to be able to run our app, write in a journal entry, quit when we wanted to. We've got a date time stamp. I think tomorrow we can work on maybe some formatting or maybe switching gears entirely. But I feel pretty good about what we were able to accomplish with this um, code. Awesome. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. Please feel free to leave a comment or a question below. Can't guarantee you I can answer it, but I'd be happy to challenge myself with it. Um, and also let me know what kind of things you're working on. All right. Awesome. Well, have a great night.